Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at the Page Punchers 7-inch Damian Wayne Robin from, I want to say, it's from the same comic book story arc as that Dick Grayson Batman. I'm going to say it's Battle for the Cowl or something like that. Batman Reborn, that's it. And truth be told, this may be the best Damian Wayne Robin we've ever received, but before we get too far ahead of ourselves here, this of course is brought to us by the fine folks over at DC Direct and or McFarlane Toys, whichever. I mean, really, it's the same thing. And because it is a page puncher, it does come with a exclusive comic book. At least I hope this is the right comic book that comes with this figure. Either way, there you go. Is that, and also he comes with a collectible trading card. Same artwork from said comic book. That's cool. There's a bio on the back. I'm gonna pause and read it. But long story short, Damian Wayne is a little prick. At least that's the notion I get from his character. Obviously the son of Batman and Talia al Ghul. He also comes with, well, I initially thought was some kind of weird Court of Owls thing. It's the Mr. Pig, or Mr. Piggy mask. It's busted, and it really serves no purpose, so, you know. Disregard what I say in the final thoughts about that being a little owl thing. It's clearly the Mr. Pig mask, which, are we going to get that character? Because he's kind of messed up. Like, I remember he was voiced by Weird Al Yankovic in the Batman animated movie Bad Blood, was it? And I want to say Damien whips the crap out of him, and that's kind of where that comes from. But either way, kind of an effed up character. Very, very dark, but we did get a Victor's As, so, you know. We get a figure of a dude who can literally cut himself, but still not get guns with a lot of characters. That says a lot about what Warner Bros. Is and isn't okay with. That said, he also comes with a katana sword, obviously from his League of Assassins days. And of course, the only other figure in this Page Punchers wave is Slade Wilson Deathstroke. Right there. If we tilt that up, you can see Deathstroke is quite a bit taller. Old Damian Wayne here. So getting him out of there. Take a look-see at him either tomorrow or later today, depending on what day of the week this video goes up. And said Damien does come with a hockey puck display stand where he's seen with all McFarlane Toys releases, and has a freaking wired cape. Very, very nice. It's yellow and black. It's got the black hood, obviously. And the wire's fine. It's not Four Horsemen thin, but it's not as thick as we're used to seeing with McFarlane Toys. Very, very interesting there. But it is a smaller cape, so, you know, you don't have as much material to work with, so I guess that's why they use the thinner wire. And it does hold a pose pretty well, all things considered. Really good head sculpt on this guy. He's got a really good Damian Wayne head sculpt. It looks great. Forehead's not humongous. I would say this is probably the best Damian Wayne we've gotten from McFarlane Toys, DC Direct, whatever you want to call them, at a reasonable price point, you know, 20-25 bucks. So there is that. As far as his articulation goes, his head will rotate side to side. He'll look up and down really well, like holy cow. Tilt side to side. If you saw my Vampire Robin review, Vampire Damian Wayne Robin review, it's the same body. It's the New Frontier Robin body buck. So as far as the shoulders go, they can hinge up all the way. Back down. Can rotate forward and back. Very tight there. It's got a bicep swivel, double elbow. That works fine. Not too gappy there. His gauntlets will actually rotate. So that's cool. Those are separate slip-on pieces. His wrists are on ball hinges. Very, very tight ball hinges. So they will hinge, rotate, and rotate again. That said, if you want this guy to have swappable hands, that Vampire Damien Wayne has several hand options. And if you use a hairdryer on these hands, and nope, snap the pegs, taking them off, I think you could slip these gloves off, these gauntlet cuffs off, and use those. But do not quote me on that. I have not tried it myself. I just assume it'll work. Because I think the torso is the same. This rubber overlay piece, which does rotate and does allow quite a bit of crunch forward, all things considered. And a little bit back. Just be mindful of that. You don't want to wear it too thin. And then he does have a little bit of tilt. Hips, can do the splits. He's got ball socket hips, which I prefer, but they are a little loose on this guy. So you don't get very much thigh quiver in there. You get a double knee though, that works just fine. Not too gappy. And he does have a swivel in the foot with a hinge and a pivot and a toe joint. So yeah, Robin is pretty solid. I would say this is probably one of the better multiverse offerings from this year, or 7-inch DC figures from McFarlane, whatever you want to call it, this year. I'll say that one shoulder is tough to get down, for me at least. So I had to bring it behind camera. I didn't want to pop his bicep off. But at any rate, standing him up here. You can actually pull the hood over his head. It's a little tricky to do, but it is doable if you want to do that. Standing him up here. Come on, you. Standing him up here. We can bring in our two regulars. The Mythic Legions by the Mandibolith. Right. There. And the infamous 11 Spawn. You can see that he is absolutely dwarfed by these two. There you go. There's a better idea of how much shorter he is than both of them. But hey, on the plus side, he is a card-carrying member of the Men in Red and Black Club, even though he's not a man just yet. He's what, 13, 14? He's almost always a teenager. I don't know if I've ever seen him grown up, except in the alternate reality in the first Injustice game. He was like a red and black Nightwing with long emo hair. He looked like he was in a metalcore band from like the 2010s. So either way, with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and the question most of you out there in YouTube land are probably wondering is this the best Damien Wayne Robin we've gotten from the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys? And I'm going to say, despite the fact that his accessories are quite lacking, that it is, because you do get one of the best head sculpts I've ever seen on a Damien Wayne Robin figure. The wired cape, wired hood, the sword is pretty decent, and for the most part, the articulation and the body buck itself are also pretty decent. A lot of reuse from the Vampire Damien Wayne, but that wasn't a terrible version of the character. At least if you were into the whole vampire thing, that is. So yes, I'm going to say this is the best one, but there's always room for improvement. I'd like to see some swappable hands, or at the very least, more useful accessories other than that weird split apart owl statue, whatever the heck that thing was thing. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, catch you guys later.